One of the most empowering parts of Torah, I believe, is Hashem convincing Moshe to be the leader. Hashem reveals himself to Moshe and says, take Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim. Moshe pushes back and says, we have Aaron. And Hashem says, no, I want you. So ultimately, Hashem wins, and Moshe and Aaron go to Paro. Paro says no, and they start to do the Makos. Now, you would think that who would take the lead on the Makos? Moshe. And Hashem says, actually, I want Aaron to take the lead. And Aaron takes the lead on the first 3 Makos, Dam, Tzfardeh, and Kinim. Why? I thought Moshe's in charge. But Hashem wanted Aaron to be in charge, and he should just had Aaron do it. So I heard a beautiful answer from Zachariah Wallerstein. Rashi says clearly, why can't Moshe hit the water or the sand? When he was little and his mom put him in a little ark, he put him in the water. And later on when he killed the Mitzri, he buried him in the sand. And so the sand and water protected him. And Wallerstein says, what? No, it didn't. It didn't do anything special. The water didn't rise up and hide Moshe. The sand didn't come around the Mitzri and hide him when no one was looking. They just did what they did. Water is water. When you put something on it, it floats. And sand is sand. You can bury things in sand. The sand didn't do anything special for Moshe. So why does Moshe have to go out of his way to not lead the Makos when all it did was what it typically does? And Rav Zachariah Wallerstein says the following. You see, Hashem wasn't giving Aaron the mantle of leadership. He was giving it to Moshe. But he was beginning Moshe's leadership with the following lesson, Hakaras Hatov. When you think about gratitude in your life, usually we are grateful for things that we don't have and want and then get, or things that we had and then lost. When's the last time you woke up in the morning and by the time you left your house, you were blown away by your body and your eyes and your mind and the oxygen and that there's food in your fridge and your family? It doesn't do it for us. We need things to be new. And Hashem says, yeah, you know what the water did? What it typically does. But you know what the sand did? Well, what it typically does. But guess what? You have to be grateful for that. And when you as the leader understand that gratitude goes to the things that are typical and that gratitude goes to the things that are dependable, now you're ready to be a leader. You know, in the area of Kedusha, we think that the number one muscle we need is strength, perseverance, resilience, strength. But maybe the number one muscle is not strength. Maybe the number one muscle is trust. You know, I was once at one of the iconic pizza stores, Shemon's Pizza, and I overheard a conversation between a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, which you know for sure is going to be filled with wisdom. Apparently, their parents took them for pizza and ice cream and the whole deal, and they wanted more. Shocker. So in the corner of the store is a big gumball machine and then a machine with little tiny prizes for a quarter. So daddy gives each one a quarter and says, don't get the gumballs, it's going to break your teeth. Get the prizes. So they go, the girl walks over, puts the quarter in and gets a little tiny prize. And the boy, the 3-year-old, looks around and sees that daddy's not watching and he goes to the gumball machine. And she goes, what are you doing? And he goes, I want a gumball. And she goes, but daddy said no. He goes, yeah, but I want a gumball. And she says, but daddy said no. And he goes, but I want a gumball. And she says, well, daddy brought us here, got us pizza, got us ice cream, and he said no gumballs. Daddy knows what's best. I thought to myself, is that not MS? When you could be makir that a Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us every little thing in our lives, then we walk the streets, or when we see something, or we're confronted by challenge, it's not the I wish I could have it, but I'll be strong muscle. It's I am so filled with the belief that Hashem is with me and is taking care of me. Daddy knows best. So try this once a day, sometime in your morning routine. Take something that is dependable, something that is usual, and turn to Hashem and say, thank you for it. Build a relationship of gratitude with Hashem. Build trust. So that if sometime in our life we're thrown a challenge, we have such a strong relationship of trust that we won't need the strength because we'll know Daddy knows best.